Have you reached a level of success in your life, but it's come at the expense of your relationships? Hi, it's Stacey Berger. I am passionate about you living a life that you love. This week is Valentine's week, and love it or hate it, what I would like to just encourage us to look at this month is how to build our relationships and our connections that we have in our life. And today I'm going to give you 6 love supplies that can help build greater intimacy, can help build greater connection, so that you can really up-level the experience that you're currently having in your relationships in your life. There was a study done by Harvard where they interviewed over 20,000 people. And what they were looking for is how people feel loved and how people express love. And there's 6 love supplies that came out of that on how typically people best feel loved. So I'm going to share those 6 with you today, and I'm going to invite you as you're listening to those 6, look at the relationships in your life, those most intimate relationships. Which one of these could you maybe turn up the volume on, really lean into to help build that greater connection, greater intimacy with the relationships in your life? So here they are. Keeping clear agreements. So what does this mean? If you say, I'm going to be home at 5 o'clock, are you home at 5 o'clock? If you're going to meet somebody for coffee, are you always running late? Do you tend to overpromise and underdeliver? If that's a pattern or a habit for you, it may be impacting the way people in your life feel loved and feel appreciated. So if this is you, is there a way where you could make and keep those agreements at a deeper level in your life? The next one is honoring differences. There's a difference in tolerating people's differences and really honoring people's differences. So sometimes when somebody doesn't do things the same way we do, that there's, well, I just tolerate it, I just put up with it. Contrast that to actually honoring the difference, respecting the difference, knowing that we're not all the same. We have different gifts, we have different backgrounds, how we do things. So in the relationships in your life, is there a way where you can more bring an energy of honoring the uniqueness, honoring the differences in those relationships and in those people? The next one is speaking the truth with love. When we're communicating and connecting with other people, to be able to share our opinion, to be able to share our perspective, to share what's going on in our life from a place of love with positive intention. And also knowing that when somebody's sharing and speaking with us, that they're also doing that with a positive intention. So being more mindful of your words, more mindful of how you're interacting with people, and really learning how to speak your truth from a place of love and positive intention. And when you do that, the people in your life will feel more loved, feel more honored, feel more respected, and it'll help build that connection. The next way that people feel loved is appropriate touch. And what I like about this, so first of all, it's the word appropriate, but also, have you ever been hugged by somebody and you know that they're not really inside that hug? You can tell that they're thinking about something else, or it feels a little bit cold. And then there's those people where you hug them and you can just feel that connection. You can feel the love and that interaction. Same thing with when we hold somebody's hand, when we're really inside that connection, it helps to deepen that relationship. So if that's an area for you that maybe you feel loved, or that you can really connect with those people in your life by more appropriate touch and really being present and feeling that connection, where it's not just something that you do by habit, by routine, but is your love really expressing through that connection. The next love supply is acknowledgement and praise. People feel loved when they're acknowledged, when they're praised, when they're appreciated. And a really great nuance with this one is that the more specific you are with your praise and with your acknowledgement, it tends to have a different response. So you can say to somebody, I appreciate everything you do for me. And that's one level of acknowledgement and praise. But when you say, I was so grateful when you did this specific task for me, when you emptied the dishwasher last night, when you wrote me that note, and when you said this thing in that note, it really made me feel good. I appreciate how you do certain tasks. And the more specific you are with that acknowledgement and that praise, it has this much greater impact on the people around you. So acknowledgement and praise. The final love supply, how people feel loved and cared for and acknowledged, is by being authentically listened to. In an era where we are filled with distraction, the amount of information that's coming to us at all times, as we're carrying our devices in our pockets, they're always available to us. We live in a distracted day and time. And that can affect how we're showing up in our relationships, how we're connecting with people. And if we know that people most feel loved when they're authentically being listened to, it's really an opportunity, I believe, for all of us to be more present with the people in our lives, to really listen to what they're saying, not just their words, but their energy, their emotions, their body language. Not listening to respond, not listening coming up with what you're going to say next, but really being present in conversations. And that's the way that people feel loved. So if you're ready to bring your relationships to a new level of connection, a new level of intimacy, take these 6 love supplies, pick one of them, and make a commitment this week to really experiment with doing a better job with applying that into your life and watch what happens. The reason I create these videos is because I believe so much that you deserve to live a life that you love and that it's absolutely possible.